Oh, and a great line shot there. You can see just taking out so many Zerglings, and these Hellions are quickly stacking up the kills. You can see right now one of them with 13 kills and the other one with 4. So just baller Hellions right now. Those guys are heroes, man, I'll tell you what. And a couple of Reapers coming up with some more Hellions, going to try to back these guys up and continue this harassment. And it looks like he's been marginally successful at taking out some Zerglings, but that's about it. And as you can see, some of the mules now wearing off for the Terran player, and as of right now, it doesn't look like he has actually remuled. He does have one in his expansion here. Taking a look at the main, though, no mules here. He does have very good SCV saturation, but hold that thought. QXC getting ready to move in right now. Going to try to attack this main, going immediately after the Queen, and that Queen is not going to make it out of there alive. Going down right away, and there are no forces in play that'll be able to defend this hatchery right now. So CellaWerra going to lose that extra expansion very quickly, and that is yet another delay on the income for CellaWerra. QXC just doing a fantastic job of really delaying the Zerg players' expansions right now, and he is just completely controlling his economy, it seems like. But QXC was able to get his natural base up and running before CellaWerra was, so already getting that income advantage. In addition to that, you can see that the harvester count definitely favors QXC, and in addition to that, with the mules that QXC can put down, there's also a huge income advantage for that. But meanwhile, there are a group of mutalists here moving across the map, going to try to do some harassment here, which looking at the base of QXC, he has a decent amount of Marines, and with those medevacs, I don't think he's going to be able to do much against those, and he just loses a couple of mutalists already. 3 mutalists going down now, and just not very good mutalist control. A 4th mutalist, so he's losing half of his mutalist force and not really getting anything for it. I don't think they got any kills. 0 Marines died from that, and apparently those Marines stemming up for some reason, despite there was no threat in their base anymore. But it looks like more harassment going on with these Hellions from QXC, and the mutalist is going to come try to come back and defend this and hold this expansion. It is about halfway finished once again, but those Hellions are going to back out before they're in any real serious danger. There is one that's in the red, but still has 25 HP. But there is a scary large amount of Marauders out on the map right now, and those Marauders with a handful of Marines and the medevacs are just going to be absolutely fearsome to deal with, especially since CellaWerra right now is primarily Zerglings and Roaches. Zerglings do decent against Marauders, but they are really bad against Blue Flame Hellions, and of course Roaches are just awful against Marauders. So he is going to need either a lot more Mutalisks, a lot of Banelings, or some fungal growth. I would really like to see CellaWerra utilize that fungal growth, because that is one of the things I mentioned, a fruit dealer earlier. He is just dominating the GSL right now, and that is one of the things that he uses very well, is he makes full use of fungal growth and is constantly casting it on the infantry, and then using that opportunity of those frozen units to get in there and do some serious damage with Banelings. And with how infantry based this army is, Banelings would be a very good idea. I know there's still a lot of Marauders in there, but with that huge cluster of Marines, the amount of Banelings that you would need to get in there, even with fungal growth in play, is going to do a ton of splash damage to those Marauders as well. And he's going to need a lot of Zerglings to surround those Thors. So there is just a lot of units that the Zerg player has to deal with right now, and he is just very ill-equipped. He does have some Banelings on the map right now, but as I mentioned, no fungal growth, so he's going to have a hard time getting those Banelings in range, it looks like, although he is managing to get them pretty close right now. That speed upgrade really allowing them to get in there and do some dirty work. But that Thor is just about to go down. The Thor is going to go down. Can he take out these Marines? If he can take out these Marines, he will be able to take out the rest of this force, but not before it takes out his hatchery. It looks like he is going to lose that base once again, and the Marauders here on the rampage going to stem up again and try to get in here and take out another expansion. Oh my goodness, and I don't think CellaWerra is going to be able to keep this expansion alive. Those Marauders just deal damage too fast, and there are 3 Marauders left still. Even after taking that down, they quickly get surrounded by the Zerglings, Broodlings, and Mutalisks from CellaWerra, but losing all those expansions is just bad news for the Zerg player. His economy is absolutely crippled right now, and as you can see, CellaWerra is almost only half of what QXC has coming in, and QXC right now getting up another expansion down at the bottom, and there are a ton of Marines and Marauders along with 3 more Thors back at QXC's main base. So QXC still managing to macro up very well, and it looks like CellaWerra going to try to respond by taking the gold, so trying to hold on to that gold position so that he is going to be able to hopefully get himself back into this game economically. But yeah, Zerg players just having so much trouble dealing with a good combination of Terran, Mech, and Infantry, and right now with the Hellions, Thors, Marauders and Marines, it looks like CellaWerra just having a really tough time dealing with that. Like I said, I would like to see him use some infested or some fungal growth on the infestors in order to help control that Marine Marauder ball a little bit better, so that he can get his Banelings and Zerglings into position easier. But he did manage to hold off that last attack. He just lost a lot in the process of doing so. He lost both of his expansions and basically had to rebuild 2 hatcheries straight after holding that attack off. And other than taking out that army, he really didn't do anything. He wasn't able to do a solid counterattack. He wasn't able to do anything significant to slow QXC down. QXC basically did a huge push and expanded right behind it, putting up some turrets and planetary fortresses, and to deal with an expansion that's this heavily defended, he is going to need a massive force and probably a decent amount of Ultralisks here. And it looks like there are more Mutalisks going to come in here and harass, and actually taking out a refinery for some reason. Not sure exactly why he's going for the refinery, because the Terran player QXC really not on a super gas heavy build. I mean, he is getting Thors and Marauders, and Medivacs too, but I mean, Marauders only cost 25 gas. That's not really a huge amount of gas. The Medivacs do cost 100 gas, so I guess there is a decent amount of gas investment there, and the Thors, once again, do cost, I believe it's 200 gas. Take a look here. Yeah, it is 200 gas. So I guess there's a decent amount of gas units in his army, but oh my goodness, CellaWerra just vastly underprepared to deal with this army, and moving his mutas right over top of those Thors. I'm not sure why he did that. There are plenty of Marines here still to deal some damage, and looks like CellaWerra is going to have to GG after losing the main majority of his army to that Terran army, and it looks like QXC going to take this down. So as you can see, QXC still a very strong player representing Root Gaming very well, and he actually did not, I don't know if he tried for the qualifiers for the GSL and just didn't make it, or if he just was not at the qualifiers for that event, but I would definitely like to see him try to get into the next GSL, which the qualifiers for that are starting in a week, I believe. So that is definitely something I would like to see him participate in. He obviously did very good against CellaWerra, although granted CellaWerra did lose in the round of 64 for the GSL that's currently running. You know, QXC showing that he is a very strong Terran player. He handled CellaWerra pretty well here, so I think that he would have a decent shot at least in the beginning rounds of the tournament. And we did see some other familiar names in that tournament, such as Hydra and TLO and people like that, and even a couple of old StarCraft Brood War pro gamers were in that. Into the Rainbow is actually in that, playing as Hope Torture. But anyways, enough about that. Thanks for watching this game, guys. A great 1v1 between two of the very good Terran and Zerg players right now. And as I mentioned, the GSL, if you are looking for a Zerg player to be your hero, I have found that hero, and he is now my hero, because I was giving up on Zerg. I was about to quit that, and Fruit Dealer is an absolute baller as Zerg. He has just absolutely dominated everybody in the tournament so far. So if you guys want to see a good Zerg player and have somebody to look up to as a Zerg player, that's the guy. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. We'll try to get some more videos up here soon. GG.